Hi everyone, welcome to Wicked Teen. I'm your host, Emily Steckman, and today in the studio, I have my co-hosts with me, Dan and Hannah. How are you guys today?
Good, how are you?
Not bad.
And today we're going to have a big discussion about dance. Now, what do you guys think about dance? Any general opinions?
It's, for the longest period of time in my life, it's been the forte, the thing I look forward to, and the thing that relaxes me.
I would have to agree. I've been dancing for about 12 years of my life, and it's something I used to go to almost every day after school, so I can completely understand where you're coming from that. What about you?
You guys just shut me out there. I danced when I was really little. I did ballet, tap, and jazz like everyone else. That was 5. I was on the little competition team, and then I quit because I thought that these 2 girls were making fun of my teeth. So
It's terrible.
yeah. And they probably weren't, but you know what, it's okay. I was over-exaggerating. But dance is, like, I watch Dance Moms, and I think that the little girls are amazing, like Chloe and Maddie. And
that woman is a
Abby
devil.
Lee. Abby Lee. But I think that dance is a great way to express yourself, and it's beautiful when you are an amazing dancer. And
everything's done within the right limits, not like that
Right.
crazy she-witch.
Right. So I actually have dance today, so I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, dance is definitely something that is amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Now, before we get too deep into conversation, we're going to show a video by KSports New England. Our own Alexis and Cam interviewed Complexions dance studio, and they asked the question, is dance considered a sport? Check it out.
Welcome back to KSports New England. We're here at Campanelli Stadium with the Brockton Rocks. So Cam, you're always talking about your intense athletic workouts. They must really help you out on the golf course.
Well, Alexis, not only on the golf course, let's just say the ladies enjoy the view as well. Athletic ability is important.
Yeah, and I would definitely say that's true in my sport of dance.
Hold up, dance is not a sport.
Dance is absolutely a sport, especially when there's competition involved. Athletic ability is as important in dance as any other sport. And last month, one of the best dance companies in the world, Complexions Dance Company, came to Boston where I got to meet with them. It was unbelievable, just like Complexions itself. Complexions Contemporary Ballet is dance like you've never seen it before. Alvin Ailey disciples Desmond Richardson and Dwight Roden started the company 15 years ago. Since then, they have performed all over the world, exhibiting their unique style of dance, one that has evolved into a fusing of street style, hip-hop, jazz, and classical ballet. Throw in the music of U2, Jimi Hendrix, Roy Buchanan, and Beethoven, and you really have something unique. What were some of the difficulties of starting a company with such new ideas?
You really want to do this? It's an arduous process. You probably don't want to do that. Why don't you just dance? And I was like, well, I want to dance and I want to give back and I want to learn and, you know, and tour the world and things like that, but doing our own thing.
One of the Complexions dancers is Christina Dooling, a former competitive swimmer who now gets her athletic fix from dance, which is definitely a sport in her eyes.
You have to be more imaginative and, you know, push yourself, you know, more turnout or more pirouettes or jump a little higher or, you know, strengthening and flexibility. So I feel like it definitely should qualify as a sport.
When you watch Complexions, the athleticism of a dancer isn't tough to appreciate at this level. That bar is continuously being raised because these modern dancers are bigger, stronger, and faster than ever before.
It's very rare when you have those particular supporters on the outside saying you can do it, but it's really you that pushes yourself to this next level.
We are a relatively small company. The second one person is down, there's like 4 other people swarming in to, you know, I'll take this part, I'll take this part, I'll take this part, and, you know, it's times like that when you really see the camaraderie.
Athletes working towards a common goal. Now that's a sport.
Right, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed our segment. So you guys, Alexis certainly thinks dance is a sport. What do you guys think?
I definitely think dance is a sport. I've when we were talking previously, I know I told you that whenever I go to order shoes or anything, that I go to Dance Sport. That's where I order my shoes. That's where I order everything. Basically, I think dance is a sport. It falls under the category of what is a sport.
And what do you think a sport is?
Any physical and mental activity that has to be done competitively is a sport.
I agree. I mean, I have a lot of friends who play lacrosse and softball and soccer, and I've never really been into any of that except for dance. So dance really is my sport. It's where I get my exercise and where I like to express myself, because I can't do that on like a soccer field or anything like that. What about you?
I definitely think that dance, to a certain degree, is a sport. I mean, you definitely have to use your body in different ways that you don't really use them in like soccer or softball. So it definitely tests your athleticism. And I do agree with you on what a sport is. It's definitely, it has to use both your physical abilities and your mental abilities to compete or to play a sport.
I think it's really hard too, because a lot of football players, soccer players, they'll say dance isn't a sport, and
it definitely is. And
yeah,
I know there's actually leagues. I know of a few. There's Masabda, which is the Massachusetts League. Then there's the ISF League, and there's the USA Dance League, which are two different U.S. like all of U.S. dance. And then there's like a few international leagues. So it's definitely a sport.
Yeah, dance is very competitive. Sometimes more, I think, than like high school sports, because I have friends who dance that are at competitions almost every weekend, and it gets crazy and there's a lot of money put into it.
Yeah.
But before we talk about that, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to ask the question, are dance studios a scam? All right, stick around, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Julia from YBA. For the past few years, I've been coming to the YBA training studios once a week or so. I'm so excited that now I'll be able to practice my broadcast skills with YBA Online. The new course has so much more than what we have learned at the studio. You can practice your delivery by recording a video with a simple click. You can even use a teleprompter to practice reading off that. I learned about the history of the industry and some of the greatest names in the business. You know what though? It was really a lot of fun. And there are some really funny videos, like the one of Jimmy Young doing his crazy warm-up exercises.
The next thing we want you to do is actually stretch the facial muscles in your face, which is a good place for facial muscles.
Or the one from Friends, and of course, all those crazy tongue twisters.
Betty Botter bought a bit of butter.
The butter Betty Botter bought was a bit bitter.
And made her batter bitter.
But a bit of better butter bought batter better.
So Betty Botter bought a bit of better butter, making Betty Botter's bitter batter better.
Best of all though, I can practice my writing and reading from home on my schedule. And I can get coaching from one of the many professional broadcasters on staff. YBA Online allows me to learn by doing the job of a broadcaster every day if I want to. And you will have all the tools. For now, I'm Julia reporting about YBA Online.
Welcome back to Wicked Teen. I'm your host, Emily, and in the studio today I have co-hosts with me, Dan and Hannah, and we're discussing dance being a sport. Now, my next question is, do you think dance studios are scamming their dancers?
Well, for me personally, the dance studio that I just started going to, I don't think it's exactly a scam. I mean, the prices are great and the instruction that I'm getting is quality. So I don't really think that, especially since I'm not really doing competitions, it's mostly for building up dancing ability for being a triple threat. So I think that it depends on who you are and what you want to do with the dance that you are pursuing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I know a lot of people want to go into dance as a career, but as people that are just doing it as recreation, there's a lot of competition fees and a lot of other money that they have to put into it. So do you think that's not necessarily a good thing to do?
Well, what do you mean by not a good thing to do? Like,
well, do you think it's a waste?
No, I definitely don't think it's a waste. The studio that I currently go to, many people would consider it pretty pricey, but I get taught by some of the world's best dancers. Some of them are ranked #1 in all of U.S. and some of them are top 50 in the world. So I feel like I really enjoy that. But I know that before I did ballroom dance, I did some modern tap, some stuff like that. And we would spend the entire season doing 3 routines that we would just do for a showcase at the end. And honestly, that I felt, even though it was much cheaper and it was less times during the week, I still felt like that was more of a scam than having to actually, here I have 2 shows a year, which I only prepare about 3-4 weeks in advance. I make a show. And then all the rest of the year, I'm preparing my competitive routines, which I'm practicing and duking it out with other friends at the studio and practicing there and then going to the actual competition. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that actually go to studios and do, the tap, the jazz, the hip-hop. So most of the time they're spending at competition and not really doing shows. So in my opinion, I think it's kind of a scam. I mean, in your position, you do ballroom, so obviously there's a lot more shows and stuff put into that, so you're not spending as much money. So what do we think about competitive dancing versus the show type of dancing, like musical theater and stuff like that?
I would say that for Broadway musical theater, it is definitely a career, and competitive dancing is it's more competitive.
Yeah,
if you get what I mean. It's more like, it's kind of like a soccer game. It's a game, and one person wins and the other people don't. And for Broadway, it's
a career.
It's a career, and you get your part, and you do that for a while.
I have to disagree with you there, because I know, again, back in the world of ballroom dance, that many dancers take competitive dancing as a career, and then on a side note, they also coach, which all dancers will tell you, if you coach while you dance, it actually helps you a lot. But these people, they need the money from dancing, teaching dance, and then when they go to competitions, it's their career. They actually compete, and that's why they're so intense. They use the prize money to supplement their lives, and it's definitely, I think both lifestyles are a job, pretty much.
I would have to agree. Now, with the show environment, what type of musical theater do you think, or what type of musical theater do you take part in?
Well, I think what I'm leaning more towards with my career is the whole shebang, like acting, singing, dancing, and I think the reason why I'm doing musical theater is because I do want to be on Broadway, and it's a dream of mine, and it would be amazing if getting my acting, singing, and dancing to a certain level could put me, like, even in like a chorus position for like my first job. That would just be great.
That'd be awesome. We'll look forward to seeing you on Broadway.
Thanks, guys.
Now, do you think that people will be able to make a career out of both competitive and show type dancing?
Again, going back to the ballroom.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. That's actually what most of the professional dancers that I know, that I've seen, that I watch on YouTube, that I watch in real life, that's what they do. They bounce back between doing shows, and I know the big thing right now is if you want to make a good amount of money and impress a lot of people, you go to China. They have these huge shows where my friends say that they fill a stadium for 2 or 3 couples dancing, and from there they would go to a competition in London or England called Blackpool, or they definitely bounce around. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you guys for being here today. We've had quite the interesting conversation. Well, that's it for Wicked Teen today. For my guests, Dan and Hannah, I'm your host, Emily Seichman. See you next time.